Hey everyone. So in this video I'll be doing what is essentially my version of the Oscars. And basically what I've done here is I've kind of added a couple categories and decided not to incorporate others that just didn't really interest me as much. So anyways, let's get started. Now the first award of the video is for Best Visual Effects. And the nominees were Twisters, The Fall Guy, Deadpool and Wolverine, and Venom 3: The Last Dance. And ultimately, the award goes to The Fall Guy. It's just a really fun movie that I could basically rewatch at any point and not get bored of it. Our next award is for Best Original Screenplay, and the nominees were Strange Darling, Twisters, The Substance, and Cuckoo. And the award goes to Cuckoo. This was one of the weirdest movies of the year that I watched. And to be honest, that's just really what made it so fun, was that I was like, what the heck am I watching? What's going on here? I always like those types of movies that just like mess with your head, and it's definitely one of them. Now, the next award is for Best Original Song. And the award goes to Strange Darling. The soundtrack for this one, especially in certain scenes, it really works, and I really like it. Our next award is for Best Original Score. And the nominees were Longlegs, The Substance, Cuckoo, and The Fall Guy. And, well, let's just say this was a really hard decision. Because with a lot of these movies, the score and the soundtrack both just amp it up to a certain level, and it just plays a huge role in the movie. But ultimately, the award goes to Cuckoo. This score is like, it's like nothing I've ever heard before. It's very different than anything that I've listened to or that I've heard in a movie. And they did some pretty cool stuff with it here. Anyways, our next award is one that I decided to add specifically after watching The Fall Guy. And that is Best Stunts. Honestly, I just don't think stunt doubles, stunt actors, stunt teams don't get recognized enough for their work. And I honestly think it's kind of sad that they don't get recognized for this, because they it takes a lot of effort to do what these people do. And it's just incredible. Anyways, the nominees were The Killer's Game, Twisters, Deadpool and Wolverine, and Terrifier 3. And the award goes to Terrifier 3. Now, the reason I picked this movie for this award was specifically because I got to see Bobby McFarlane, who did the stunts for Art the Clown. Now, I got to see him demonstrate a couple of different stunts that he did. That he's done a couple of basic stunts and stuff. He was at my library doing a stunt demonstration with AJ, who is another stuntman. And I just thought that was really cool. It was a great experience seeing that. I'll just put it that way. So the next award is for makeup and hairstyling. And the nominees were Nosferatu, The Substance, Cuckoo, and The Fall Guy. And the winner of this award has to go to The Substance, because, man, that was one of the most, if not the most insane movies that I've ever seen. In fact, I think this was the first time that I've really, I've watched a movie and have not been able to stop thinking about it for weeks, months even, after seeing it. The body horror was spot on, and everything to that extent was done extremely well. And I just really enjoyed watching this movie. Just the craziness of it, how far they went to show things was just insane. And I just thought it was really cool. Our next award is Best Actor in a Leading Role. And the nominees were Kyle Gallner in Strange Darling and Ryan Gosling in The Fall Guy. The award goes to Kyle Gallner. And the next award is for Best Actress in a Leading Role. The nominees for this were Willa Fitzgerald in Strange Darling, Demi Moore in The Substance, Micah Monroe in Longlegs, and Emily Blunt in The Fall Guy. And the award goes to Emily Blunt. So this next award is for Best Independent Film, and the nominees are Cuckoo, In a Violent Nature, Strange Darling, Terrifier 3, and The Substance. And the award goes to Strange Darling. Now, what I really liked about this movie was the way they presented it. Now, a lot of times nowadays with trailers, there's a teaser trailer, and then there's like 2 or 3 other trailers, which I find that a lot of trailers tend to show way too much nowadays. And a good example of this is a movie that just came out in the end of January, and that one was Companion. The trailer literally showed the major twist of the movie. That's a big thing that you shouldn't do right there. And it is the same thing with so many movies nowadays. It's ridiculous. Blumhouse did a remake of the 2022 movie Speak No Evil last year, and the trailers for this remake they showed a lot of the movie in the trailer. And honestly, what's the point in seeing the movie if you know what happens? I mean, come on. These trailer editors, or whoever is putting these together, they've got to not do that anymore. I mean, it's ridiculous. And the other thing is people predicting what happens in the movie as well. That was a big thing with both Smile 2 and Trap, which both take place at concerts, which I also found incredibly weird. That 2 movies about concerts, 2 movies that take place at concerts came out in the same year. I thought that was a bit strange. No pun intended. But what I liked about Strange Darling was they advertised it as a cat and mouse game between a serial killer and a victim. But they made it seem like it was a very predictable movie. But it wasn't. What you thought was going on was something totally different than what was actually happening. It completely subverted my expectations, and I really enjoyed it. The sad thing was, it was not being played at my local movie theater, because they were showing more mainstream movies, which happens way too often. And I had to travel. I had to go like an hour away to a different movie theater in order to see it. And I mean, I'd rather see Strange Darling in a movie theater than Borderlands. I mean, come on. Who on earth wants to see Borderlands? That was a mess. This next award is for Best Content Creators. And what's different about this category from the others is there are actually 3 winners for this one. And those are Clear Critique, Splattercast, and Safi and Marco Dished Out on Movies. I chose these for the winners because these are pretty much the channels that I watch the most, because I tend to really agree with what they say a lot. And the thing about Clear Critique and Splattercast is they tend to talk about movies that you just don't hear about all that often. But all three of those channels are really fun to watch. I put them in no particular order for the winners. And you should go check them out if you're as much into films as I am. So, this next award is Best International Film. And the award goes to Kill. Now, this is an interesting one because from the trailer I thought it would be more like the 2022 action movie Bullet Train, because a lot of the trailer took place on a train. But it was really different, and I actually really like what they did here. The action was cool, everything about it was just, it was interesting, and I had a lot of fun with it. On to the last 3 awards of the night, I think. And I'm going to start off with Best Fight Choreography. And the nominees are The Fall Guy, Deadpool and Wolverine, The Killer's Game, and Venom: The Last Dance. And the award goes to The Killer's Game. This was another one of those really fun movies that I saw in the theater. And the fight choreography mixed with the soundtrack and everything, it had a very Bullet Train-esque feel to it, which I really enjoyed. It was really fun. Now it's time to announce the winners for Best Director and Best Picture. So the nominees for Best Director are J.T. Mulner for Strange Darling, Lee Isaac Chung for Twisters, David Leitch for The Fall Guy, and the winner is Lee Isaac Chung for Twisters. And Best Picture goes to The Fall Guy. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you like this video, feel free to click the like button. And if you're not subscribed already, consider subscribing to the channel and potentially checking out the links in the description of the channel. Now, I greatly appreciate all of you who have kind of stuck with me the past couple years while I've been working on my first film. I'm kind of stuck right now in terms of casting and logistics and stuff, but I'm gonna get that worked out somehow at some point. I don't know when yet, but I'm hoping it's soon so that I can get this out there for all of you to see. But anyways, thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you have any opinions on what should have won in these categories or in the actual Oscars, which were a couple weeks ago. Sorry this video was a couple weeks late. I'm just kind of working on a couple different projects here, so I'm just kind of doing things as I get the chance. anyways, I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.